Hi, this is Paul Wigginson here. This is a video looking at the instruments you will find in a standard symphony orchestra. Of course, there is not just one truth with this. There are many lineups and many additions to the symphony orchestras, and obviously it's got larger and larger as we've gone on from Beethoven's time. But let's just go through some of the strange names and some of the instruments and some of the layouts of some symphonies. So I've got three symphonies in front of me here. These are the orchestral scores. So this is Edward Elgar's First Symphony. If you've not heard this, I recommend you go listen to it. It is an absolute masterpiece, a stunning piece of music. It really is a wonderful, wonderful work, well worth exploring. So I'll come back to that one in a minute. That's Elgar. Then over here is one of my all-time favourite symphonies by Sibelius. This is the Seventh Symphony. Quite a condensed work, only around 20 to 25 minutes, but it is a true masterpiece. So when you look at, and I must just say, just over this side, I'm biased of course, but here's my First Symphony, which I wrote quite a number of years ago, and I am currently working on a second, although it's such a large work, my Second Symphony. It would take some finishing, so hopefully I will finish that at some point. So let's go back to the Sibelius. So we've got various things, and some of the translations are pretty straightforward really. We've got 2 flutes, 2 oboes, 2 clarinets. That's an unusual word. Fagotti, which means bassoon. And so there you go. 4 horns. So that's 4 horns. So if you look, you'll find the horns coming quite early actually on Sibelius. Now let's just hold that up. There's the horns. Okay. Then after that, you generally get trombones after that. Maybe a bass trombone depending. Then you've got timpani, and then you go through your strings. Your violins, which could be divided. By that I mean they could be written over a couple of clefs. There's your second violins. There, it says alti there, but that does vary. If we go over here, we'll give you a clue on the Elgar. So over there at the alti, they are your violas. Then you've got cellos and double basses. So very much a similar setup here on the Elgar. So same sort of setup, although he does have a cor anglais, the English horn. Not a horn and not English, there you go. So that's quite a bizarre name for that. If you think of it as being, the cor anglais is kind of like slightly bigger than an oboe. So it's more of an alto oboe in a way, if you like. I suppose a slightly lower down oboe, alto sort of tenor area. So that's your cor anglais. So this is the Elgar. Elgar uses some classic things which some people find confusing when you're new to orchestra. So if we look here, you'll see the clarinets and you see 2 notes. Well, that's divvy, that's divided. That means the first clarinetist will play the top and the second will play the bottom. And now you will see this quite a lot. So if we look here, if you look down at the strings here, you will see that word there on those violas says divvy. When you say divvy, that's short for divide. So they'll split those notes between them so that one plays the bottom and one plays the top. So that is the Elgar. You'll often find divvy. Let me come over to my piece here. So if we go over to my First Symphony, you'll find there, look at that flutes. So on the previous, that is divvy, that's divided. Okay? So on the previous page, it'll at the start there, they are single notes, but then there, that's divided, that's divvy. So those are divided up. One flute player takes the top, one flute player takes the bottom. Now, you will see that quite a lot. You'll see here, I missed that on the score there. So there, look, there's the divvy there for the strings. There's some bowing marks on the strings there. Here's the French horns. There, look, they're the how I've written that is horn 1 and 2. So that's horn 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's a very strange, I would like to use the word parochial way of writing the horns. Have a look at that in a moment. You will find that they're intertwined. So the first horn plays the top note, but the second horn doesn't play the next note down. That is left to the third horn. Then the second horn plays the note just above that, and the fourth horn plays the lowest note. That's just kind of a good grammar, good etiquette really in symphony orchestra writing, to divide those horns up like that. So that's my symphony. So I'm going to talk much more about orchestral music on my YouTube channel, so please subscribe. I'll also do some orchestration lessons talking about how you orchestrate things. But yeah, that's just a basic lineup of the Symphony Orchestra. So I hope that helps. Please subscribe and thanks for following. Bye for now.